what the government is pushing through right now is the most extreme version of an override clause, basically stating 61 members of the Knesset, the smallest possible majority, is enough to override any Supreme Court decision. And I think this is one element of the plan that has gotten a lot of Israelis who are not well versed in the legal debate and maybe don't even follow politics that close to understand that there's a real sense of danger for their own rights here. Because 61 seats, like we saw in the recent election, by the way, it doesn't even have to be representative of the majority of the public. Sometimes because of the technical aspects of how our election system works, it can even be a plurality and not a majority. And to give so much power in the hands of the lawmakers is a big change. Another element is limiting the Supreme Court's ability to conduct judicial review in the first place. Basically, while the Knesset, under this proposal, will be able to strike down Supreme Court decisions with the smallest possible majority, the Supreme Court will have the ability to strike down legislation only if 80% of the justices support it, which is a very high bar. So you raise a very high bar for the justices, a very low one for the legislator. Again, if we're getting into the numbers game, I think even people like myself in Israel, and I personally am very disturbed about this legislation, can see the logic behind the principles themselves of making it more difficult for the Supreme Court to intervene, of giving more power to the Knesset. I don't think that by itself is some kind of terrible idea. But when you look at the numbers, it becomes very clear that the ability of the Supreme Court to protect human rights and civil rights will be severely diminished. And one last aspect I want to bring here, then, and we promise we won't be too technical, but the details do matter. The process of appointing judges in Israel. And here Netanyahu, I think, has a very good spin that he's been using in interviews with the American media.